How's it going, everybody? CJ here, back with another video. We're doing the first thoughts today. This first thought is on Grist the Hunger Tide. Yes, Grist can be your commander because it's a 1/1 legendary creature when it's not in play. In the command zone, it's a 1/1 creature, so it can be your commander. Before you hop into this, though, remember, hit that subscribe button. We're real close to 1,000. Come on, we just need a little bit more. Please hit that subscribe button. Also, link down below in the description, we have my compiled link, which includes the TCG Player affiliate link, the Patreon, and my personal store. So if you want to support the channel, you can do it through any of those routes. Also down below, we got the Twitch, we got Twitter, we got the TikTok, we got the Discord if you want to chat with us. And I think that's everything. If I'm missing something, then oh well. But we're going to hop into this now. Grist the Hunger Tide. This card's really cool. It's really interesting, and I think it's actually more interesting in the 99 of a deck, or in not in the command zone, actually, because you can tutor it out and do so many more shenanigans with it. But when it's your commander, it's kind of not the biggest reason why, the biggest usage of that ability is the fact that it can be your commander. But otherwise, you're not going to really get too much benefit off of it. It's still very, very cool, though. And it's got a powerful plus, letting you mill cards and create tokens. You can it's got a sack outlet for its minus that also lets you use it as removal for creatures or planeswalkers. And you can -5 to potentially kill the board if you have a lot of creatures in your graveyard. So, the way I would build this deck, there's a few different routes you could take. You've got self-mill and reanimation, you have Aristocrats, and you got Insect Tribal. Those are the three major points that I want to talk about for this video. So first, we're going to talk about self-mill, which is going to be good in both Aristocrats and Reanimator. In the self-mill category, we got stuff like Satyr Wayfinder, Grizzly Salvage, Glowspore Shaman, Underrealm Lich, Winding Way. Probably my favorite, also Winding Way, very good because it gives you more utility of being able to choose land or creature. So you got like a little utility if you're mana swamped or mana screwed. You got Mesmeric Orb, my personal favorite, like all-time favorite self-mill card. You got Nyx Weaver, Doom Whisperer, which lets you surveil, and Skull Prophet. And I forgot to write it down, and I can't remember the name, but there's that one from Dominaria and the uncommon, so that'll be pictured too. But all of those seem like fantastic includes. And if you're going to do self-mill stuff, you're probably going to want stuff that lets you tutor to your graveyard. So you have cards like Entomb, Buried Alive, Auric Lore Mage, Final Parting, and Gerard's Orders. All those seem like great includes. Same thing like Gravebreaker Lamia. Just ways to get stuff in your graveyard that you want there. Next up, I'm going to talk about reanimation. So there's a lot of cool stuff that you get. So you're milling a lot of stuff. You mill some big boys. You can reanimate them and get a lot of value off them. So stuff that you can use to reanimate include Victimize, which is one of my favorite reanimation spells. That card's extremely powerful. Animate Dead, Reanimate, of course. Dread Return, Shieldred, which is also a very good reanimation target. You have Doomed Necromancer, Stitched Together, Journey to Eternity, which is very powerful because you can put on a creature, it comes back when it dies, but then you have reanimation on a land, which is just a lot of utility. It's very powerful. You've got Incarnation Technique. This card is really cool, and I think it's going to be super strong in this style deck. Exhume, Whip of Erebos, and Necromancy. You can also use stuff like what's it called? Phyrexian Reclamation and Volrath Stronghold to get stuff back that you're not going to reanimate, but like creatures that, like smaller creatures that you want to cast that you end up milling. Good ways to get those back. Next up, I want to talk about Aristocrats, because this is going to be a good Aristocrats commander. I mean, it's got token creation and a sack outlet stapled onto it. So you might as well throw in some more of each and more ways to benefit off of it. So sacrifice outlets, you can throw in the altars. Altar of Dementia, which is probably the best one because it also mills you, or mills whoever you need to mill. You've got Phyrexian Altar, and Ashnod's Altar as well, and Viscera. Next up, I want to talk about some recursive creatures. You got Bloodghast, Skyclave Shade, Reassembling Skeleton. All those are fantastic. Just they're cards that just keep bouncing back from your graveyard, which is really nice. So you can just get a lot of sack triggers off of them. You've got the cards to drain your opponents whenever you sacrifice creatures, like Blood Artist, Azulaport Cutthroat, Bastion of Remembrance, and Sir Conrad. Sir Conrad's also nice because it triggers when creatures leave your graveyard, which is going to happen a lot. Then there's a lot of cards that let you draw cards when your creatures die, including Smothering Abomination, Dark Prophecy, Moldervine Reclamation, and Liliana Dreadhorde General. Great includes there. And the next I want to talk about just cards that trigger off you, like other triggers that you can get off sacrificing creatures. Pitiless Plunderer to get you treasures, Dictative Erebos, and Grave Pact to make it so your opponents sacrifice things, Pawn of Ulamog to make tokens, and Black Market to make mana. And then there's a bunch of different token creators that you can use so that way you have fodder to sacrifice, some of which include Awakening Zone, Ophiomancer, Tendershoot Dryad, and Bitter Blossom. Next up, I'm just going to talk about some one-off cards that seem pretty good in the deck. You've got Mazarek. You're sacrificing a lot of things, so make your board a lot bigger. Also, he works because he's insect tribally. Like, he tends to be in a lot of insect-based decks, so he's pretty synergistic there. You got Azoni Thousand-Eyed. Oh my god, my camera almost just fell. Hold on. Sorry, guys. My camera just almost fell over. But we're back. Azoni Thousand-Eyed. Going to be great in this deck because you're going to have a lot of cards in your graveyard, a lot of creatures in your graveyard. You'll get a lot of insects off that. Also, it's insects, so it's synergistic. It's fun. You got Ramanop Excavator and Crucible of Worlds. Seems great in the deck because you're going to be self-milling. This way you can get your lands out of your graveyard and just not miss your land drops. Eternal Witness. You're filling your graveyard. This is a good way to get stuff back that you don't want to miss out on. And Light from the Loam. That's similar to the Crucible of Worlds and the Ramanop Excavator, except you can also use it to dredge and mill yourself even more. Dredge cards are also pretty great in this deck, including like Stinkweed Imp, Golgari Grave Troll. Literally cards that you're using solely for their dredge is not bad to throw in the deck. And lastly, I want to talk about insect tribal stuff. So you've got cards like Blex, you've got Pest Infestation, you got Metallic Mimic, you've got Ant Queen, Caustic Caterpillar, good removal there. Scoot Swarm, which can get super out of hand super fast. Hornet Queen, just to make a bunch of tokens. You got Endless Cockroaches and Brood of Cockroaches. They're just kind of recursive insects, so they're pretty fitting for the deck. And Caustic Wasps, another way to blow up artifacts and enchantments. There's so many different insects that you can throw into this deck, and so those are just a few to name, just to name a few. And some good cards that are just good in tribal decks that would work in this deck. You got Kindred Summons, Kindred Dominance, Vanquisher's Banner, Door of Destinies, Herald's Horn, and Icon of Ancestry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, also Path of Ancestry. Nope, not Path of Ancestry. Not Path of Ancestry. Unless... Okay, Path of Ancestry, but it's weird because it only lets you scry when Grist is in the command zone or in your graveyard, just not in play. It's weird. That's really weird. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, everybody.